Kelly, I love
Okay,
your
thanks.
post today.
Which one?
The one on Instagram. You put one on Instagram
Okay.
about the workout you don't do or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Thanks. Okay, thanks.
I didn't see anyone's post, I'm not gonna lie.
There's so much catching up. It's ridiculous.
My phone has not stopped. It died 3 times today, so sorry. It's like ridiculous. I haven't answered a message since we left for Summit until today, so it was like insane. And then all of the people that added to it that waited till the moment I got home to message me, and then all of my family that wanted to make sure I got home alive. So I'm like, I posted enough live videos to let you know I was here. Like, just go on Facebook. Don't worry about that. So I guess we'll start, because if we're gonna tape it anyway, like people can see it. But we don't really have a plan right now, because we were gonna have a plan and we started to, and then my husband had a sissy fit and just walked out on me and told me he's gonna divorce me. So yeah, that didn't happen. Or I think I said I was gonna divorce him. Either way, we're getting divorced. So tonight, at least. So if you guys think that you're the only one that fights with people, we fight all the time, especially before calls. So if I don't have a PowerPoint, you know why. So we'll start with the theme of what we did at Summit, which was Stronger Every Day was our theme, and it was really, really important theme. I don't know if you guys watched my live video today on the recap of what happened in Summit from my own experience, but it literally was probably the most life-changing thing that we can ever do as a Beachbody coach. Like, I am not just saying it because I'm like, kumbaya, let's all be friends. Like, it was seriously, in all aspects of everything that you can imagine, one of the most powerful trips that you can ever go on, because it wasn't a Beachbody training. I mean, there was Beachbody training, obviously, but some of us didn't go to that. But look, my husband's calling me now. I think he wants to get back together.
And he knows she's on his Zoom call because I'm here.
Yeah. So, anyway, so there was training, obviously, but aside from that training, there was so many other things that were like non-Beachbody related, just as humans, that made it like, hold on, I'm gonna mute everyone for now, and then we'll have our time to like chit chat. Okay. So there was tons of things. Look, he's called me 4 times now.
Turn it around.
So there's tons of things that we went through that had to do Beachbody, and or Anna went through that had to do Beachbody. I might have not shown up to everything, but the other stuff was just literally about like loving yourself, being a better person, believing in yourself, the success of your own health and fitness, the success of helping other people with their health and fitness, being stronger every day, like I said, the theme. And it just was so empowering. We saw things like, we watched Gary Vaynerchuk, right? Vaynerchuk.
Oh my God, yes.
He was like literally the funniest person I've ever listened to. And he talked about the power of social media and how important it is to not say, oh, I'm never going to do that, or I'm never going to do this. Like Snapchat, for example, is one of those things that a lot of people are like, I don't know. And I know, Kelly, you were asking today, and I'll do a training on it because I've been training literally everyone on Snapchat, which is just funny that this was like a huge theme.
Yeah.
It's really funny because our Northeastern corporate leader, Lacey, who does my calls for masterminds, I just did a Snapchat tutorial last Wednesday before we left for Summit for our call because everyone asked me to run this. And so I was talking about how important it is to use Snapchat for your business. And then the whole entire seminar was like about Snapchat. And I was like, so when I saw Lacey, she was like, Angela, you should be like on the stage. She's like, you literally, everything they talked about, you just trained us on, like other than Snapchat. Like it was all of these underlining things that I say all the time. I'm like, I think people like read my notes because like I just said that. So I'm just awesome, right? So I should be like the top coach. I don't know why I'm just like not. But
and then there was also a comedian, Maysoon Saeed. She's Palestinian. She's amazing. She has cerebral palsy. And she was talking about, she's from Jersey, how when she grew up, we were like, holla! When she grew up, she really didn't have an issue until she became an adult, that then she got bullied and she didn't know how to deal with it. And her whole message was basically how to break down barriers. So it was amazing. She was
She was
hysterical.
freaking
too.
hysterical.
Oh my God.
I don't know if whoever doesn't know me in person, when I laugh, I hit people.
Yeah.
Like I laugh, I'm like, oh, that
Yeah.
was so
I
funny.
have a black and blue.
Between Darby and her, I was just like, oh, look, I'm doing it again. I was just like, I would smack her, then smack Darby, then smack her, then I was like, was that funny? But everyone was probably like, oh my God, let's just get out of this because this is terrible. I just beat this up. But it was probably the funniest message I've ever gotten that was so powerful. It was just hysterical. But her whole underlining point was like, you know, you could do anything you want to do. So for everyone that thinks why me or why not me or that's not me, like she has everything against her in the whole world. And here she is like kicking ass and being an amazing actress, comedian, whole 9 yards. And so that was that. And then we also saw Billy Idol, which was a Success Club concert. And that was amazing.
Yeah.
And the reason they picked Billy Idol, because we're all like, there has to be a reason they picked Billy Idol because that's kind of random, was because he is a client of Tony Horton's. So he's done some of his programs before anyone's done some of his programs. And he's like in sick shape.
Yeah. He's
like
61 and he sounded like he was 25.
Yeah, and he had
moved
abs
around
like crazy.
He was unbelievable.
And he gave us the message that Tony Horton taught him that you can be in shape and still get fucked up every day. So you guys can take that for whatever it is. But look at Megan. She's like, no, you can't. Trust me, I know. I drank the first night there, and then my whole rest of my trip I was recovering. So, and I didn't even drink as much as everybody else. I just didn't sleep. But I did lose my debit card.
You did?
I did.
I didn't know
my
that.
debit card the first night. I was like, oh shit. I thought I wasn't gonna lose anything this trip. And the first night I lost my debit card. But I really wasn't even drunk. I put it in the pocket with my cell phone, and every time you pulled my cell phone out, I had to put it back in, and I just must have not realized it fell out one of those times. So I was like, is that my mom? No. Then what else did we do? So we did train-ins. Train-ins were really boring. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I didn't really go to them. Anna did, so she probably has more information on that.
I went to all of them, but honestly, I brought the wrong notebook.
Obedient. What a good little student. I was not. I did work out while they were going on, though, so I tried. There were super workouts, were amazing. Neither of us did those either. You didn't do a super workout the first day, did you? No. They were really, really early, like extremely early. Like the sun wasn't out early, and there was a lot of people, and it was very hot. Like very, very hot and very humid and very disgusting. And that's just not my thing. I'm glad that everyone else loves that, but for me, it wasn't my thing.
Yeah, it was hot.
Yeah, and there was no way we were going to survive the rest of the day. There was just too many things to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't in the books, but it's awesome that it got done, that Beachbody literally takes over like entire states. Like it's just crazy, or towns or cities or whatever, you know, it was just insane. And other than that, it was just so normal. Like seeing the top coaches like standing right next to you, like it's an everyday thing that you're just standing next to Melanie Mitchell.
She said hi to Megan, and Megan turned around and went to hug her, and she didn't realize. And I'm like, Ann, she's going to hug you. She's like, oh, when she hugged her,
she's like, I was trying to give you a side cheek, and I was like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not used to this.
I walked right up to Melanie Mitchell. I'm like, I wake up to your IGs every morning. Do you mind? And I took a selfie with her. They're so down to earth.
Yeah,
so
Megan was like, can you just hang out with me, because I don't really want to hang out with anyone, and I'll just stay with you. And I was like, okay, I'll hang out with you all you want, whatever you want. I'll stay here. But and then Autumn, you know, was dancing around, and I didn't even know it was her. And then they're like, look at Autumn breaking it down. I'm like, oh shit, that is Autumn.
Oh, and you know what else she did, which was really cool? I don't think you were there. That's when you went for lunch. I went to the core, which is the store, because you go like 3 times and you spend a lot of money. Except the last day when they put everything at like 75% off, buy one, get one.
I spent $50. I got like 7 shirts and a refresh.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But I was in the store, and all of a sudden, there comes Autumn with her little crew, and anybody that was holding a box of country heat, she was just like, she had a pen, and she was running up to them, signing and taking off, running up to somebody else, signing it and taking off, and people were just like, oh my god. It was like the cool. I'm fumbling for my phone, but she was too fast.
It was really just a crazy event of like, it really brings you back to like the reality of everybody is just a regular person, and that's like the bigger message of all this. Like, everyone is just like all of us. Like, they were on a Zoom call one day and thought, oh my god, I'm just an Emerald coach, or oh my god, I'm not even an Emerald coach, or I don't hit Success Club, or I don't do this, and that person is not me. I can't do that. And I know 100% that I thought about that about myself, because even in the shower this morning, I was thinking like, about all the messages that I had and all of these things that were waiting for me when I got out of the shower and I had worked out already and my life was already like ready to go for the day. And I was like, damn, man, like I never thought that I'd be like rushing a shower to go answer like 100 messages about Beachbody. Like I never thought that people would care about what I had to say. I never thought I'd be like a coach that walked on the field, you know, like that had to bring my coach down to sit with me and sat in the second row at this big, huge event, or, you know, all of these awesome, amazing things. Or like we watched such amazing speakers and then I turned to my left and realized they're sitting right next to me and I had no idea because I didn't know until I had to pee and I walked past them. So, you know, if you really like think about the bigger picture of it, it really feels like everyone says at one point, like, oh, I'll do it, but I'm never going to be that person. And the truth is you're not. You're always going to be your own person. So I was just telling Anna, my biggest takeaway out of all of this was like being your own person and your own type of leader. And as much as I always feel like I've been my own leader, when I really stopped to think about it, like the last few days, I feel like I've always tried to mimic or take leadership from Darby all the time. And I love Darby to death. She's my coach and she's one of my best friends. And I like literally owe everything to her. But at the end of the day, like I'm totally not her. Like we're completely different types of leaders. We're different types of coaches. There's nothing about us that's the same except we're both blonde. Like other than that, like we're totally different people.
And you're cool.
Well, we're both cool. Yeah, obviously. That was, I didn't think we needed to say that one. But maybe I'm a little cooler.
You're from New York. Hello.
Duh, Jersey. We're like we're like freaking frack right now.
I like this. We gotta do this more often.
I think we're moving around too much for people.
I like literally called her at like 8:27. I'm like, I'm on my way, and I was here at like 8:32.
Yeah, she like lives around the block.
I could
but she
run
can
here.
never find my house, so it's funny.
No, I did today. Ooh. No GPS.
She finally knows where I live. So, you know, me and Darby are completely different. We're all completely different. None of us on this team are the same. We all have a passion or a love for something specific about this business. So it doesn't mean, another thing they talked about is how you have to find the joy in the thing that you love. And there was 4 top coaches, or not top, but like top coaches, 4 elite coaches, superstar coaches, the whole 9 yards, Janelle Summers, Lindsay Matway, Melissa McAllister, and her favorite, Christine Dwyer. And they were talking about how she said like what each of them are good at. And it's just so funny because it's true, right? Like we all are good at something specifically in this business, but we're not all good at everything. So I can work out every single day, but I really don't give a crap what muscle works what. I just work them all out and I hope that my butt lifts and that's all I care about. And I hope my baby pouch goes away and all that good stuff. But I even got trained to be a personal trainer and I still don't give a crap about muscles or what they work or how it works. And I really don't know how to give someone a program. That's why I love Beachbody. Like I love just giving someone this workout with this calendar and saying, this is what you have to do. That's what I did. That's my advice to you right now. Go for it. You know, tag me in your quotes. But other than that, my strongest value is that I'm really awesome at nutrition. And I'm also a very cheerleader-like. Like I can just cheer anyone on and I can give positive advice and I can, you know, tell them my advice. Anna's really, really, really good at tough love, but she also is really, really good at fitness. She's been doing fitness forever, and she has that personality that it's never like that, oh, I have to work out. And not a lot of people have that. I still have that, and I've been working out for 3 years straight. And I still have to think every day, like, do I actually like doing this? Do I want to do this? And the answer is no. You know? So she's not that person.
I went to Tennessee, and we spent time with our friends before we went to Nashville. And I literally, I don't know if you guys saw videos. I brought my mat, I brought dumbbells, and I brought my resistance band because I was like, I'm 2 days away from finishing 21 Day Fix Extreme, and I'm going to finish it. And I did it on the deck of some random house we were staying, but I got it done. And that's my therapy. So I never have to think about working out, you know, like it's in my blood. It's like brushing my teeth.
Yeah. And I brought all that stuff and didn't use any of it. So. But Danny's like, you packed a whole bag of pre-workout and resistance bands and you did not open that bag, so you just made me carry that bag for nothing. I was like, the intentions were there, okay?
I brought my Shakeology, my mix, my little travel shaker.
I brought that too, but I ended up having to buy the Shakeology at the Shakeology bar because Allie partied a little too hard for all of us. And the 6 a.m. Shakeology making in the room wasn't happening, I guess. Actually, if I had woken up just 45 minutes earlier, I could have done it when she got home. But Allie was walking home in a thong leotard from the Billy Idol concert while people were going to the super workout. So I was like, you should have just joined them. It would have been like accomplishing 2 things at once. But you know, so the thing is that you have to like soul search. I want you guys to all soul search and really look at the bigger picture and realize, first of all, you don't have to be good at everything. That there's nothing that says you have to be an expert or a professional, and you definitely don't have to be an expert or professional at everything. You just have to choose the thing that matters to you in your heart and what you believe you're really the best at, and whatever program it is or whatever section of health or fitness it is, and lead with that. Because when you try to lead with something that's not authentic or it's not you, and it's not something that you truly believe in or you truly think that you know something about, it comes off that way. So like I work out, but I only post workout videos with my kids, because my message about working out is that you can do it with your kids. And that's the only thing I have to offer when it comes to working out. I'm not like super in shape. I'm not in bad shape, but I'm not like Allie. Like Allie is like literally all muscle. Like it makes me want to throw up, because that's amazing. And I don't know how she fucking does it, but she's freaking amazing. Like anything you see in pictures is exactly the way it looks. Like
she's just as beautiful in person than she is on video.
So like watching her body, it's not my body, you know, and I don't have to compare to that. What I have to offer is the fact that I am not perfect. I make mistakes, I fall off, but I have kids. I have 3 of them, but I still work out. And so when you see my videos, there's always a kid in my video, because that's my life and that's the reality of what I do. So I'm not going to sit there and be like, this is how you work out your arm and this is the best workout for your butt, because I don't really care. I just do it all, like I said. And I don't know how people like do butt day, leg day, arm day. I'm like, whatever I do day, whatever happens next in my mind. So that's not my strong point. So find your strong point.
And let me just add, it doesn't have to be fitness either. Like Lindsay Matway, when she was talking, her thing was her faith. And that's what she went with. And that's who she attracted, because that's what she's good at.
Yeah.
It was not fitness. It was not working out. It wasn't nutrition. It was her faith. So you need to find what it is that defines you.
Think about the ones like I'm looking right now, Megan, Donna, and Melissa, for right off the bat. Like you guys have full-time jobs and you still manage to work out and eat good, even if you're no expert at it. You're an expert at managing. Well, Megan used to. Let's go back to the old Megan. No, so the old Megan. No, so but I see your guys' accountability, especially Donna and Melissa. Like you guys are on point every morning, Snapchatting away, IGing away. Like that is a huge thing that you have to offer to people. Like people that think, oh, I have a job, I can never do this, are going to see your lifestyle and think I can. And that's what you have to offer to someone. And it doesn't mean you're like, hey, I'm an expert at working out and I'm an expert at eating good. You're just an expert at getting it fucking done, right? Sorry, I had curse. No, I'm going to do what she did, which is take my words. The comedian said fucking, and she like ate her words and I was dying. That's so fun. I'm going to do that every time I say fucking now. That's going to be a lot.
Oh my God. You're going to have freaking biceps, because
people are going to be
like this.
What are you doing? You're a monkey. So Anthony just went inside.
Yeah.
So the point I'm making is that there is something you're good at. There's something out there that you're good at, and it doesn't need to be a specific role. Like Anna said, it doesn't have to be a specific category that you say, I'm good at this and I'm going to go with it. Like just think about your whole big picture. Look at your social media. Look at the things you do in your life every day and see what you're projecting to everybody and roll with that. And that's your thing. And if you feel like you don't know, then we'll have a conversation separately again, like we always do. And we'll talk about what, I see. Like I pointed you guys out right away because that was the first thing that I could think of and the easiest. But anybody that has kids, anybody that has a job, anyone that has other things that are going on, something that's completely in your life that people can relate to, that's a good point. And then anything in particular, if it's just a program, like Steph is obsessed with PIO. And there are not a lot of PIO obsessed people because PIO is a very difficult program. I mean, it doesn't seem difficult, but it's very difficult for a lot of reasons. Number one, it takes a lot of muscle. It takes a lot of endurance, but it also takes a lot of freaking mental capacity because it's kind of boring sometimes. So someone that can get, and I'm being honest because I've tried PIO a million times and I love it, but I can never do that shit for like 30 or 60 days. So the fact that you can and you freaking enjoy it, like you really enjoy it, like that's a gift, like that's something you have to offer to people because there are people that want that, they
right.
need that. And the fact that you can share that is something important that you have to offer. So obviously going into that, another thing that was a big thing was just accountability for ourselves in general. And what it all comes back down to and our big message, if you guys listen to Carl's call this morning, is like ending obesity, right? Like that's what this is all about. So where some other companies that are like us, the reason they're not like us is because they don't actually care about obesity. They don't actually care about health or fitness. They don't actually care about anything except adding people to their team, making a sale, building a pyramid. And that's the absolute truth. And the reason these things are so powerful is because you really do get to see how much it doesn't matter to them if you're adding a team, if that team isn't going to succeed in their goals. And that's the bigger picture of what Beachbody is all about. And that's what I took away a big part of, because I am a huge health and I'm a huge health and fitness freak. Even if I'm not good at all of it, I love it. And I get the idea of it. And I know why it's so important. And, you know, Carl said on the call today that his dad's thing is always about like, how did you find all the nice people? And, you know, that's how I felt this weekend. That is honestly how I felt. I felt like we are a freaking cult. Like, we're a cult of nice, weird people, because I need to play with your pup. You can have him. He's annoying. I'm trying to get rid of him. He's driving me crazy. It really is like a cult. Like, I'm walking around this place and I'm like, I've never seen so many happy, shaking, drinking people and working out in the middle of 4 a.m. in the morning and still willingly going to the most boringest trainings I ever.
It wasn't that boring. Don't listen to her.
Oh, it's pretty boring.
There. She went for
Okay,
one.
I saw one and it was boring.
She saw one. She went to the wrong one. That's why she missed the good ones.
Yeah, I thought Scotty Hobbs was going to be awesome, but he told the same freaking story he tells every time he talks on something, and it was kind of annoying. That freaking bear story needs to be retired. That's all I'm saying. So I could have told the story. I was about to get up there and be like, I'll tell the story. Just sit down, take a break. You got this. Don't worry. But the point is that besides like that type of stuff, there was these crazy happy people walking around sharing the same freaking Shakeologies and wearing the same clothes, and everyone was like the same person. And it was so weird, but it was so awesome because it's just like, it is like a family. Like, for example, number one, I met someone on the plane ride there, and she actually wasn't the most happiest coach I've ever met in my life. I actually got a pretty weird, crappy coach. She's like, yeah, I don't really see this going anywhere, but I love the trips. Like, and I'm like, okay. So anyway, that was where we started. But when we ended, she messaged me the day I landed. She's like, I hope that you found your luggage, because they lost my luggage. I don't know if you guys heard. And, but we found it. But what was weird, side note, is that the only outfit in my husband's luggage was my elite party outfit, which was the one I needed when I got off the plane. So I changed in the cab to go to the party. It was like a freaking movie. But I had no other clothes but this white-ass tight dress. Tight-ass white dress. I totally said that backwards. Tight-ass white dress. And I had no luggage until like 1 o'clock that morning. But, you know, she like checked on me. She asked if I got my luggage. She asked if we can Zoom every week, because she felt like we can really help each other, or I can help her or whatever, because I had the motivation and she didn't, but now she felt inspired. My friend Meredith that ran a Super Saturday 2 Super Saturdays ago, I fell in love with her. I didn't know her until she talked at the Super Saturday. She told this amazing story of how she became elite, and I just fell in love with her. There was something, I felt her vibe like right away. I actually talked to her before she talked, and I had no idea she was the talker. So it was just weird. When she got up, I was like, hey, we just had a whole conversation. And then the next Super Saturday, I ran into her again, and I said, you know, I just want to thank you because of your speech. Like, I run my team completely different, which was the truth. I totally changed everything after her speech. And then now we've become like friends. Everywhere I went in Summit, she was there. I was like, you're totally following me. Like, I'm not kidding anymore. So she changed her flight to sit with us. Like, insane, right? So, I mean, those are the kind of things that happen at these things. And these are the kind of things that you take away from these events like Super Saturdays and Summit and whatnot. And that's why it's super important that you attend stuff. And I know Summit's hard, and it's a big event, and it's far, and it's a plane ticket, and it costs money and all that. But if you're serious about being part of this for the long haul, whether it be big, small, you want it all, or you just don't want to not do it, whatever the reason is that you're staying within the business, for me, it's always been the bigger picture. But I've always wanted to at least maintain enough to never have to quit, right? So like, at least make enough to pay for product, at least make enough that it's worth my time, but never, I always still want the bigger picture. I don't want to be top coach. I know that for a fact. Like, I never want to be working as much as those girls work. And I don't even have the kind of lifestyle that would allow it. Like, I can never travel as much as they do and do all that stuff. It wouldn't fit in my life. And I would never retire my husband, even though I don't really have a husband anymore. But
No, you get divorced.
We get divorced. But maybe actually I could be a top coach now.
But another thing I'll add to Ange is
Fighting me.
from one of the workshops, they were talking about success partners. Were you there for that? No. I promise I'm gonna get all my notes from
Anna's gonna do the training on the training.
The beautiful notebook that Angela got me as a gift. But they were talking, I forgot who the two were.
I think that was
Daniel Natoni. It was Daniel Natoni and Julie Voris. That's who it was. And they basically said that, like, first of all, you have to find a success partner.
They're so annoying.
I think it's vital. But outside of that, she said you can have a success partner and time can go by, and then, you know, you guys might have to separate. If you find that it's not working, it's okay to say, look, you know, the road has come where we need to part, whatever, because there's no point in staying with a success partner if it's not helping you get to where you need to be. But it's still vital to have one. Like, even like the smallest things, like Jessica's mine, and we connected great virtually. And I told her after the fact that I was really nervous because there's a huge age difference, like 20. She's 26, I'm 46. Like, I was afraid that we weren't, he's doing that on purpose, that we weren't, oh.
But he did call me 21 times.
That I was afraid that
he's 21.
that I think he's inside. That we weren't gonna vibe, and we connected so well. My husband and her husband, even though they have an age difference, they connected really good.
I know, and I didn't even hang out with me at all.
Stop.
She totally ditched me.
Stop. So
I had no friends.
Shut up. Jessica and I stayed in the same hotel, so it was. So anyway,
she didn't even ask me to be in her hotel,
because you already had one originally.
Sure. Whatever.
All right. So anyway.
Well, I thought Megan was coming, and then she didn't. So.
Are you done?
I knew she was gonna. My virgin eyes, Megan.
So there we were listening to Maysoon, and she starts talking. She's talking how she has cerebral palsy, and that always strikes a chord because my stepson has cerebral palsy, and I know what it's like to, well, partially I met him when I met him, he was 10, he's now 21 and a half. And it strikes a chord because I see what the struggles and what he's gone through and what he can and cannot do and how he feels to be left out. He was told he was never going to walk. He walks with a limp. He has a car. He drives, it's a hand control car, but he drives a car. Like we treat him as normal as possible. And ironically, there was a woman in front of me who struck a chord. She had a 2-year-old son who was also told was never going to walk, and he just started walking. So she and I, you know, shared a couple of words. And then later on, in talking to my success partner, she's like, you know, you need to let the people, you know, the world know that you're married. I'm married for you guys. This is my 3rd marriage, and I know a lot of people don't know that.
I'm about to be number 2.
I'm married 3 times. And my husband is my life. My current husband. He is everything to me. We're going to be married 10 years next month, and he is everything to me. He's a supporter, all of the above, even though he has 4 kids, a psycho ex-wife who I had to deal with for all these years, who's getting married Saturday. But she's like, you have to tell your story. People don't know that. People don't know that.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, we didn't know. I didn't even know that her stepson had cerebral palsy until we went to this event. And I'm like, that's a huge thing. You know what I mean?
He's a twin. And yeah, and you know what? He works. He leads somewhat of as normal of a life as he can. We went to Universal Studios. We didn't do the handicap. Cut the line. We had him walk, and we treat him as normal as possible.
Well, you're not allowed to do that anymore, remember?
Yeah. But I'm talking, we went like 6-7 years ago. But anyway, so tell your story, you know, because you could, the same way she struck.
What? Struggle?
Struck. I'm thinking
like stroke, struggle, struck. S, whatever S it is.
Struck a chord with me. Your story can strike a chord with someone else.
And that's the next thing we were going to talk about because it was in my notes, so I wasn't lying.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's lead with. So it says lead by your story. Lead with your story. So big. Don't lead with the product, lead with your story. And I tell you guys all this time, like, stop leading with your product. Like, the number one thing people say to me when they say they want to start getting back into their coaching is like, okay, I'm going to make sure I post my product every day. I'm going to start doing my product and posting about it. I'm like, no, you're not. Like, you don't need to be like, hey, I disappeared for 12 months. Now here's my Shakeology, join my team. Because that's the thing that turns people off. The reason, and I'll tell you guys this a million times, and I can show you all of the back to it, because literally I have about 30 messages right now that I can literally screenshot from this morning and show you. The reason people sign up with me so easily, the reason I never don't hit Success Club, the reason I do well in my business is because I never lead with product, I lead with story. I post product because I can, because I'm doing it and I'm being accountable to it, because it's not the only thing I post. I don't just say, hey, I'm drinking shakes again, guys. Hey, I'm working out again, guys. Hey, I did hammer and chisel today, guys. There's always something behind what I do. I always tell my story. I always share my downfalls, my ups, my happy moments, my bad moments. I'm really like an open book, but people know the reason that I'm a coach. And when they don't know, I retell them. And even like in our trip, like Allie said to me, she's like, Ange, I don't want you to be upset. So tell me if you don't want to, but I really, really want to know like your entire story about everything, like your baby, your miscarriages. Like I want to hear everything because I really want to understand it. And, you know, like those are the moments that when I get into it, like I speak from my heart, and like anyone that's listening is going to know that I'm not in this for the wrong reason. Like I didn't start this because, you know, I don't even know, like the whole thing is that what made me cry, I'm not even joking. You can ask them all. I literally cried this entire trip. Like you would think that I was like pregnant or I just had a baby. I don't know. Someone was dying. I don't know. But I was kind of reading them.
Go ahead, you keep talking.
You need to post about that. So, you know, because when everyone was talking, what I was in my head, what was going on was my story the entire time. Like every time someone said something, every time someone said like hold on, Anna's freaking me all up over here. Every time someone gave a piece of advice or told their story, or like even like the craziest things, like the pregnant women there or the moms with their babies, like these babies were literally like just came out of their freaking vagina. Like I'm like, you just delivered that. Like I came into this room, like that's what you did, because they were the smallest babies in the world. Like you can tell they literally just gave birth. Like, and these dads were outside holding the babies and while their wives were inside doing trainings, and like just seeing all of that, like that always reminds me of like where I started, where I came from, why this is important to me. And when you lead by your story, people are just going to be drawn to you. And if you continuously tell your story, if you hold on to your story, if you hold on to your truth, onto what you believe in, then, and you don't care about what products people are buying and what they're going to buy next month and who's going to buy from you and like all that, it just happens. And I had so many people that messaged me today and said, I already wanted to sign up. I watch you all the time. Like you tell your story all the time. You stick to what you know. You're truthful. You're out there. You're putting yourself out there constantly. You never stop. But then when you went to this event, it just was like, oh my God, I want to be there with you because now I want to share your story. Like that's basically what people were saying to me today. They weren't saying, now I want to drink your shakes. Like they weren't like, oh my God, I just really couldn't wait to try Shakeology. It's just that they believe in what I have to say because they believe in my truth and they believe in my backstory and they believe in, and you may not have some sappy, sad, terrible story like I do, and that's my story, and that doesn't sell my product. Because if that was the case, I'd be selling $1 million every month because there are tons of people that have miscarriages and stillbirths and they're not all signed up with me, you know? So the point is that people connect to the fact that I tell it, and that's all they connect to. They don't need to know or connect to, like Anna doesn't connect to my story. She didn't have a stillbirth, right?
Actually, I'll let you all know.
Did you have a stillbirth?
I had a miscarriage.
Are you going to tell me you had a stillbirth too? This is a moment, guys.
I had a miscarriage, and I also had I guess it would be considered it's not really a stillbirth. What happened to me was I got the pregnancy test, it showed pregnant. I went, got the test, pregnant. When I went for my 3 months to get my first sonogram, she's like, are you, she had no bedside manner. She's like, are you sure you're pregnant? And I'm like, what do you mean? And what happened was I had,
Tubal? Or
no,
ectopic?
The embryo never stuck to my womb.
Okay.
There's a name for it, but I can't think of it right now.
I know what it is.
And
wait, Kelly, you know what it is?
A blighted ovum, I think. No,
Kelly's gonna know. Else. Do you know, Kel? No, it's like the evaporating baby thing.
Yeah, there's something. There's a name for it, but yeah. So
you too, Melissa? Wait, you too, Melissa? Yeah, you're having babies and you're not telling me? You're gonna pop a baby out?
So, like, there's a lot that, like, see, you guys, she didn't even know that. And I know Angela how many years. Like,
and there's so many people that have more stories. Exactly. Like, everyone has different stories. And that's, like, the other thing. You can't tell every story. Mm-hmm. Like, if I really sat down and told every story, people would just think I need help. And they would not sign up with me. But, you know, I chose the story that connected to my reasoning on, A, why I do this business, and B, who I am now and why. You know, like, that was my big moments. That's where my moments came from. But there's so much more to it. And, you know, when I was telling Allie my story, I was like, wow, there's so much that I never even tell people. Like, when I'm telling you this story, I even forget that all happened. And now there's so many more things that are going on that lead into that. And right now I'm not ready to share any of that. But like I said in my video earlier, like, there's so many underlying health issues going on in my family. And that's my new story. Like, that's the new thing that motivates me to do this. So that's what you guys need to find. What motivates you? Why is this motivating you? Did you have someone that was sick and it makes you think, wow, I never want to be sick? Like, for me, I never want my kids to see me die early. I never want to leave my kids on purpose. there are tons of things that you can't control in life, and I don't know what will happen to me. I can die tomorrow from something I don't know I have, and I can live forever, and we don't know what's going to happen. But if I'm doing the best I can to make sure I'm here for my kids as long as I can, that's my big purpose. That's my big why. And that's where I come from. So you need to find out where you're coming from with all this. Why did you choose to get healthy? Why did you choose fitness? Why did you choose Beachbody? Why did you choose to be a coach and help other people? There is a reason. No one is just doing it for money on this team. I can tell you that much, because anyone that is not here. And they were they're still around somewhere, but they're not on this call, or they were here at one point and they're gone, because money is only motivation for a small amount of time when it comes to this type of business. If it was the type of business where you were stock trading or you were doing numbers or you were crunching, that's different. This is not the type of business that you do for a long period of time when you're looking for money, because it takes a lot of heart, a lot of soul, a lot of dedication and consistency to make this work. And that's the next point I'm going to make. And I think we're going to make that the last point of this call, because I don't want you guys forever to be on the phone. But the most important thing we talked about, and the entire time we talked about this, every single time I thought of all of you guys. Like, I literally had you guys on my mind the entire time, because the thing that what it takes most of to make this business work is patience.
Yes,
patience.
I was gonna say, you had to say, because that's what Gary Vee said.
Of course.
Yes,
I know. I can read your mind.
So important.
So patience is so important. It's like, I don't even know how many times people like sign up with me and say like 5 days later, like, no one answered me. No one wrote on my post. No one liked my stuff. I'm like, you signed up 5 days ago. Like, no one's going to be like, oh my God, yeah, let's do it. $140. That sounds easy. Like, no one's going to do that. And I know for a fact, because I watched Darby for like a year. It took me a year. It took me of actually watching, and 6 months of actually talking to her, where I was like annoying the crap out of her and not actually signing up. And that is just the way it goes. And if you guys all think about the length of time that you watched your coach before you committed or you bought that first pack, or how many conversations you had, there is a very small percentage of people that are right on board right away. And honestly, those are the scary people, because those are usually the people that eventually want to do it for money, because they see it as a money opportunity. The people that see it as a lifestyle change or something that they can invest in, they are going to think longer about it, right? They're not going to just jump into it. And the other part of it is that people spend so much money on fads or quick fixes before they'll go do the actual work. So patience is so important in so many aspects. Patience is important with your own health and journey and fitness journey, because if you think that you're going to work out for 1 week and you're going to look like Autumn, you're not, right? Let's just be honest. If you think that the people that you're helping are going to work out for a week and be happy with the results, they're not. Because especially when we have this amazing 3-day detox that someone awesome designed, that like makes them lose like 6 or 7 pounds in 3 days. Because really, if you look at the design of my detox, all it is eating clean for 3 days, but their body is not used to that. So when you start to do that, you lose 6 to 10 pounds easy, because your body's used to sugar and processed food and all this other crap. And all you're doing is taking it all out. But it's like a miracle worker for these people who don't get it's just a new lifestyle change. So they see that result and then they think, oh my God, it's going to happen every week. And it's not. So it takes patience. It takes the patience to be able to do your own journey. It takes the patience to get these people through their journey, which is really freaking hard at times. And then the business part of it is that it takes patience to get people to trust you. And no one trusts any Beachbody coach that's been a coach for a month, 2 months, or even 6 months, and sometimes not even a year at this point, because they have seen someone that started and quit. I guarantee you. They've seen tons of people that started and quit, because that's what they think this is all about. They think it's about a thing that someone's going to do for a short period of time. They're going to get tired of doing it, and they're going to quit. And no one wants to invest in someone. Megan, are you dancing because you quit? This is the no speaking Megan. We only get chat from her.
I know.
We're not allowed to hear her voice ever. I'm gonna wait for her to chat, because I know I'm gonna stop when she sends it. I love when Megan. I missed you so much, by the way, and I really wish you had come to Summit, because I thought you were coming. That's why I had a room. Oh, you saw that Fuller House is coming. Really, Megan. This was an important topic. But guys, Fuller House is coming back, just in case anyone was wondering. So, you know, that's the one thing he talked about, and he was way more funny about it and way more direct about it and way more in your face about it. Like, he literally, like, he handed it to us on a plate.
He also say. You don't
know what he say.
And I promise that's water. It's not vodka.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He also said he would always work when everybody wasn't.
That's
So
what
when-
Melanie Mitchell said too.
When everybody was out hanging out, he was working, trying to figure out what he can do. How can he make this better? So
Melanie Mitchell said at her speech, and you guys can actually hear this speech, and I really, really suggest that you go and listen to it. It's on her website. If you go to melaniemitchell.com, she has the summit speech that she did, and it was like literally mind-blowing. And honestly, it's everything you know, but when she says it with such passion that like you can feel it. And honestly, this is the reason that I know I'm always going to be a good coach, but also I'm never going to be a top coach, because I'm willing to do the work all the time, but I'm also not willing to do as much as she did. And I can be honest about that. Like I can be honest with like when I worked as hard as she did, if I had continued to work as hard as I did the first 3 months of my business throughout my business, I probably could have been a top coach. Honestly, I'm going to be completely honest, because there are 2 top coaches that started at the same time as me, who worked the same as me and continually worked the same as me when I stopped. And they're top coaches or they're top 20 coaches. They're amazing coaches, and I give them everything they deserve it, because if I continued to work as much as I did in those 3 months, I probably would not be a human being anymore.
well,
And I don't know how they do it.
One of the top 10 took it 2 years. I forgot her name.
No, 1 year. Bonnie Engel.
Bonnie
That's
Engel.
the one.
Yeah.
She was below me. When we started together. This is a little story for you real quick, because this is the truth. When we started together, and when we got ranks, which I didn't even know how to look up my rank where I was in the company. Like that's how much I didn't care about that kind of stuff. But she was so excited because she was like number I want to say 528 or something random like that. And that was when sponsored posts literally just started and no one was doing them, but she was doing them. And she was always in my newsfeed. And I thought, God, this girl is so freaking annoying, right? So she used to always be in my newsfeed. And she posted this one sponsored post that said, oh my God, I'm so excited. I just found out I'm number 528 in the company, whatever random number it was. So I said, Darby, how do I find out what number I am? You know, and she's like, oh, go look, blah, blah. So I looked and I was like 428. Like I was like 100 above her, like somewhere along that line. And I was like, oh my God, this girl's sitting here like all about her 528. Like I'm above her and I would never share that. Like that's not a good number. I'm not in the top 20. Like why would I share that? You know, I'm not even joking with you. She comes back a week and a half later when they posted the new update and she was number 28. And I was like, is this the same freaking girl that and I went through all her posts and I watched the timeline and I was like blown away. Like I literally wrote, I never wanted to admit this, but I'm going to admit it right now because we're being honest. I actually wrote in her post like, oh my God, that's so awesome. I'm number 428 because I thought I was so cool. And then she was number 28 like a week later. And I was like, oh my God, that was the most embarrassing thing ever. And the reason I found out was because she commented back, I'm actually number 28 now. So she answered me and put me in my place. And I thought, wow, like how the hell did she do that? But I also thought like, that's so obnoxious, right? But then seeing her in person, she's like the most unobnoxious person. She's so humble. And so she just really wanted it and she worked really hard for it. So, you know, there's so many ways to look at this. You can work super, super hard and be the top coach, or you can work harder and be a good coach. So you have to decide what kind of coach you're going to be. I always want to work the hardest I can to have a life and have a family and put that first, but always be a really good coach at the same time. I will never, ever want to sit in the top of those stands. Like we sat on the floor, we know what it feels like. And I always feel like I belong with those coaches, not because of rank and not because of money, none of that. It's just because the people that are down there are the people that find this business to be worth the time and effort to put the work into it. And that's the people I belong with. I don't belong with the people that show up to Summit and then don't implement anything, because that's not who I am and that's not how I feel about Beachbody. I feel completely the way the people do on the floor. The people on the floor want a business, they want a name, they want to be something in the Beachbody world, and that's how I feel. So you have to decide now after this call, what kind of coach are you going to be and how much patience do you have to make this work? Do you have the patience to know that you may not have a sale for 6 months, but then in 6 months you might have a sale every single day, or you might be the best Beachbody coach in your town or whatever? When I moved to Jersey, I thought, oh my God, I have to start all over again. Like New York, everyone knew me. I didn't have to like explain myself to anyone. And now here, I don't even freaking sign up for things. They sign me up. They're like, Thursday, you have a vendor event for Beachbody. I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't have time for that. Anna, do you have time for a vendor event? We have a vendor event. Like I see them with these signs that say Shakeology. And I'm like, oh, they already got someone. Thank God. They're not going to ask me. And they're like, no, that's you. I'm like, you didn't ask me if I wanted to do this. They're like, no one else is allowed to do these events but you. And I'm like, okay. So, you know, I started from square one year ago in Jersey. I started making a name for myself in the social aspect of the community and whatnot. And I've now don't have to explain who I am to anybody. And that's because I've never stopped being consistent. And I could have said, you know what, I built this in New York. It's going to be too hard to rebuild it again, but I didn't do that. So you guys have to know that patience is so important, and that's like such a big deal. And every time they talked about this, I just kept thinking about you guys. I literally saw all of your faces, saw all your names, saw the Elite Stars group in my head, because I'm like, oh my God, we just need to learn patience. Everyone in this group needs patience. And I know it gets frustrating. I know you talk until you're blue in the face. I know people listen and then they don't answer. I know people listen and they say no. I know money's an issue, but that's the other thing. You have to make it not about the money. People are scared to invest money when they are scared. So in other words, I feel like people don't invest the money when they feel like something's missing from what you guys are talking about. So when you feel like someone's not investing because of the money, go back through your conversations real quick and think about what you're missing. What is something that you're missing in that conversation? What is something that you could have done differently? What's something that you could have said? I thought about, who did I talk to today? This girl, Courtney, she's been messaging me for months. Oh my God. Like, she is crazy. Like, 1 minute she messages me like with the best message, like Stephanie's message, like the first message was like the best message in the world. And I thought, oh my God, this girl's amazing. And I can't wait for her to join us and she's going to love us. And then like she deletes me and blocks me. And then again, a month later, she shows back up on my Facebook and I'm like, okay, we're back. Then I'm all about this. Then she deletes me and she blocks me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So then finally today I said, listen to me. I said, you have blocked me 4 times. You have messaged me 1,000,000 times. You want to do this. There is something that I am not saying to you that you need to hear. So what I think it is, and you could tell me if I'm wrong, I think you need to hear that you can freaking do this. And if you can't do this, then you can quit. Is that what you need to hear? Because I think you're scared that this is a lifelong sentence, and it's not. And I said, but you have heart and you have soul and you keep coming back, so let's just do it. And now she's on board. She's like, let's do it. I'm going to try it. What's the worst that's going to happen? I'm going to lose $140, right? So I had to really look at my conversation with her, and I was like, the one thing I have not said to her is what she really needed to hear. I'm sugarcoating it all. I'm giving her what, the good parts of it. I'm trying to persuade her. But honestly, the only thing she needs to know is like, do it or freaking don't. I'm not going to sit here and talk to you. Like, do you want to do this?
Which is what she said to me, too.
And I did say that to Anna. I was like, dude, for
just fucking do it.
6 months, 6 months you bought a sample pack. Let's just move on with our lives here, And now look at her. She's at Summit. She's a Diamond Coach. She's sitting with me on the floor. So the same thing Darby said about Jessica today, if you guys listened to her call. Jessica joined a year ago, and I joined 2 years ago, and it was all after Summit. And, who would have thought in this period of time that we'd all be down there on a floor doing this together and, like, rocking this thing. And the last bit of information, not information, but just to take with you, and this is all about us, is this. It really is about the team. And like I said to Anna, what differentiates me from, like, Darby or whoever else or any other leader is I'm just a people person. I'm a team person. I'm the one that wants to go to a Summit because I want to hang out with you guys 24/7. I never want to go to sleep because I'm going to miss a moment of you guys, and I don't want that. I'm the person that the minute they freaking set the fireworks out of Summit, I could not breathe because I was crying so hard. And everyone was like, what the freak just happened? Because 2 seconds ago you were smiling. But the whole time that we were sitting there watching this amazing show, all I thought about is like, this is going to end soon. This is going to end soon. I'm going to say bye to my friends in 5 minutes. Oh my God, in 10 minutes, everyone's leaving each other. Oh, and that's all I thought about because I just love you guys so much. And I say that all the time, and it's weird and creepy maybe, but it's true. Like, everybody holds a special place to me, and I know Anna's the same way, and we all feel it. And I know because Anna literally did everything I should have been doing, like hanging out with everyone 24/7, but I like stayed with Darby and I didn't want to leave her, and I saw the difference in us at that time. Like, she loves her team. I don't say anything different, but I'm just about it. Like, that is what I'm here for. That's my thing. Like that. So when they're like, when people ask my why, and I said for you guys all to bring your why, so I'm going to make you guys all tell me really fast before we hang up. But my why literally is just to prove that I can do it and to have this. Like, those are my 2 whys. Like, I need this in my life. I need you guys in my life. I need to keep helping people and finding people like me because it motivates me and it drives me and it saves me when it's like really, really terrible sometimes. And we all know that can happen when you're a mom and you're staying home and all the craziness. So that's mine. The other part of that is just proving that I can do it to myself and to others. Like, I never want people to look at me and say, remember when she used to do that thing? Or remember when she was really into that? And what happened to that? And, oh, I guess that didn't work out. Like, I am a huge, like, scaredy cat when it comes to failure. Like, I care what people think way too much. Not in the way, like, how I look or how I dress or anything like that, but, like, when it comes to failure. And I've always been that way, and that's why I literally kick ass in everything I do, which sounds really cocky, but it's true because I'm crazy and I care too much. And literally, it's funny because actually Allie said that to me like 100 times this weekend. She's like, you care too much what people think, because I thought Anna was mad at me because I didn't go to training. So I was like freaking out. I'm like, I think she hates me. She's like, probably like, what the fuck? My coach came and she's not even at training. Like, what kind of example is she? Like, you know? So like, here I am like having this whole conversation with myself in my freaking suitcase. And Allie's like, Angela, you really need to shut the fuck up, because Anna does not care that you're not there. She's with other people and you're not her whole world. And I'm like, okay. Like, but I still, again, said, I really think Anna's mad at me. Like,
You send me a text. Are you okay?
I'm like, are you okay? Are you mad at me? Do you love me? I'll be at training tomorrow, I swear to God. So, you know, I do care what people think too much. So that's my why. And maybe it's not this extravagant, like, big why, but because you guys are forgetting that I really hit my whys already. Like, I hit my house, I hit my kids, I hit my income to quit my job. I did all of the big, crazy, freaky things that people think they're not going to do when they do something like this. So I had to search really hard, because it was my downfall this year was not finding my why. It was like, what else can I ask for? I got so much, and it's not fair that I'm taking more when there's people that need something, you know, and that's how I truly felt. And that's, oh, there's a gross fly on my screen. That's not fair. Like, be selfish, whatever kind of selfish it is. It doesn't mean you need to say you want a mansion, or you want to retire your husband, or you want to go to whatever, Maui or something. Is that a place? Bora Bora. I'm like, is that a place? But it has to be something that means something to you. And I'm going to let Anna say her why, and then I'm going to unmute you guys one by one. So Megan, I don't want no mime in here. I want to hear your voice today. And can we all talk? Can we give a thumbs up? Can you all say your why? Is there any reason someone can't besides Megan? Okay. So Anna's going to say her why, and then I'm going to start by the order that you guys are on my screen.
All right, so this coming back from Summit and then having to go to work this morning, besides the fact that I only had 4 hours sleep, reinforced how miserable I am at work. And my why is to quit my job by 2017. I really want to quit it before next Summit. That's my goal. And the reason that that's my why is because if I can quit my job, then that means I can wake up happy, I can do what I love, and I have reached my business goal. So that is why, that is my biggest why right now, because I want to be happy. I'm going to be 47 and I need to be happy. And that is doing this and not shoveling paper at work and not having a purpose.
I'm going to add that to my why. Like, my why is actually part of my team why is like having you guys hit your whys, just so you know. So we're going to really work on those whys this year, because I'm going to be annoying about it, because that is my why.
And write it down.
Yes. And put it everywhere.
The workshop said, write it down. And if you don't know how to do something, Gary Vee said, you know how you find out? Write this down. Everybody. GOOGLE.
It's only funny if they get it by the O. And no one got it but Donna. Or maybe Melissa. I was covering.
Yeah, Melissa.
I'm covering half of your guys' faces with my participant list. Donna, what's your why? Your big.
I saw that I was unmuted first. I was like, oh,
I saw your
damn,
face. It was so funny.
I'm like struggling with my whys, because I don't know. Like, I don't have like kids. I don't, you know, I live at home. I would love to be able to buy a home in Queens, because I don't want to leave Queens. So it has to be like a really big home in Queens.
That's your why.
That's a big why.
Yeah. That's a huge why. Because how old are you?
Like 29.
So say you were able to buy your first home by 30. When's your birthday?
May 30th, right after you.
I knew it was May. See, I remembered. I was going to say May, and I was like, I don't want to be wrong. May 30th is your birthday, okay? So say you were able to save enough money for a down payment on a house in Queens. I mean, like, that's a huge why. And that's, like, amazing. I literally think the coolest thing in the world is when women buy their house before they're married. Like, I don't know what it is about that. Like, the girl on the plane next to me did that, and I was like, this girl's badass. Like, anybody who buys a home before they're married and has kids, that is fucking
Awesome.
amazing. And so I think that's a really good why, honestly. And if you can sit down and make a plan on how much you would need to save on, like, you know what you should really do? Get a real estate agent and go look at freaking homes. I'm not even kidding with you.
I look all the time, and where I want to live is so expensive. And I kind of want it to, like, not crash, but go down a little bit, because I don't want to spend that much money, because it's just a little bit.
No, we don't need to crash, because I own a home. But listen, what you need to do is find the place that is your dream place and how much that would cost, and find the place that's, like, attainable in your mind, right? And then you write down both, and you find the medium, and you shoot for that. because that's what I do at my business. Like, so if my big vision is 5-star, but I can attainably hit 2-star, or like attainably hit 4-star or 3-star, whatever. Like I'll say like 2-star. So my attainable goal right now is that I could definitely be a premier coach. I know that for sure. There's no doubt in my mind that I could be a premier coach, you know? So that's what my goal is. But I know that my big goal is 5. So as long as I pass or get to 2, I'm pleased and I don't feel like I messed up my goal. But if I got to 5, I'd be freaking ecstatic, right? So do that, like make it where I do the same thing with my clients and their weight all the time. What's your big goal? 25 pounds? Okay, you're not going to lose 25 pounds in a month. So let's not start there. You need to lose 25 pounds by when? Okay, May 30th. Okay, so by the 3rd month into this, I want you to have 15 pounds lost or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Make it so attainable. That's how I lost 85 pounds. That's what I did. I said, I'm not going to go over 5 pounds. I'm not losing more than 5 pounds. I'm not losing more. But my big goal was actually 40 pounds. I had no idea I was going to lose 85 pounds. My big goal was 40. My biggest goal was 50. And I started with 5. And I did not weigh myself for a full month. And when I got on that scale, I lost 11. And after I lost 11 pounds, you could not stop me because I hit a goal. So make your goal attainable, make it realistic, but know what your big goal is, because if you hit that big goal, that will be your biggest why. That will be the why you're working up to, but make it attainable until that happens so you don't give up. Does that make sense? That's
Yes.
for all of you. We're going to do that with all your goals.
And I want to be diamond. I want the lanyard that says Diamond Coach by Summit. I totally want that. I was like,
you're getting it way before Summit, girl. You're not getting your house with Diamond by Summit. You're getting your house by like maybe 2-star by Summit. No.
One of my coaches said that.
That's a lie. I bought my house at Diamond. Okay, that was a lie. I bought my house at Diamond. You could do it. Go ahead.
That they wanted to be Diamond by Summit. That's not big enough.
But at the same time, you're right. Yeah, we'll do 1-star.
Right.
That is attainable. So
I'll write it down.
Because when you hit diamonds, you're happy. If you hit 1-star, you're ecstatic. But if you got to 3, imagine. Like, come on. So that's how we're going to do that one.
Okay.
Go big or go home. That's what she was going to say. Right?
By Summit, you're 2-star or 1-star by Summit. But by the end of the year, you'll be a diamond.
Steph, I really can't wait for your why right now.
Okay. She's very quiet.
I'm afraid I'm going to cry. So,
That's okay. We've been doing
All
that.
right, because I'm already swollen in the eyes now because you said the word cry. I think I'm pregnant, but I feel like I am.
I mean, I've had a really hard time this entire time of doing Beachbody. Like, this has been, like, I've had my why this whole time. Like, and I've been, like, going for it as much as I can, but I've kind of been up an uphill battle at home. So, it's been...
Don't cry, because my husband just said he's divorcing me, so I'm going to cry.
It's actually been like the worst of my entire life, but I believe in this like so much that like my why is just to have my husband believe in it as much as I do, because like I haven't stopped. Like I've stopped, I don't know what I've stopped, but I haven't given up on like what I want this to be and what it is for me. So right now my husband went back to work on Friday, thank God, after like 3 months of being off. So like that has not been in our favor. But like my why right now is just to have him believe in this and believe in me as much as I believe in this.
Okay, so
Stephanie, I'm
going to stop recording the whys, okay? Because I don't want everyone to hear everyone's shit.